We want to get as many people saved as possible because we've been commanded to do it after all. And so we're busy trying to build our report through the salvations we can bring about. So now we bring in all of our pet doctrines to manipulate people to believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of just coming with the simple truth, God would come and say, listen, man, you're mine. You come from me. The life you have, I'm the one who borrowed it to you. Listen, but Adam, man, he believed in a different life. And when he did that, he ushered death and corruption into the world. So you've been born in a world with death and corruption. And I want to save you from the death and corruption because of how beautiful you are to me. So I've come to conquer that death so that you could believe on me and find yourself saved from the death, because that death isn't eternal. It's going to die. And I don't want you to die with it. That's the gospel. Now you see, that will resonate with the guy. He sees himself dying. Notice how you didn't tear down his identity?
Right.
Notice you didn't have to come and tell him that God hates him and has rejected him.
Right.
But if he can believe, then God will embrace him. Notice how you didn't have to tell him he was born evil and unclean. But he can be made clean. What did God say to Peter when God was busy trying to get Peter to go preach to Cornelius, to preach to the Gentiles, and he was showing him all the pictures of the unclean animals under the Jewish law, and he was telling him, rise up and eat. Not so, Lord, that's unclean. And then he connected that to the Gentiles. He said, call not that unclean what I have cleansed.
Yeah.
Now, the church has been busy calling that unclean which God has cleansed.
Right.
And instead of coming and speaking about what God did to cleanse us from death so that we could believe, man. And that's why people reject God.
Sure.
That's not the only reason. Some people reject from bitterness. But, man, I've seen a whole lot of atheists get saved. And when I sit and talk with them, it's normally from the foundation of them rejecting all the manipulation that we've added to bring about a decision.
Yeah. Right.
And we use anything we can to manipulate, to bring about a decision. We manipulate deaths of loved ones. Listen, we manipulate, especially, listen, this isn't to be against Baptist, because there's something interesting about the Baptist denomination. You can actually find some Baptist denominations that are really, really kind of busy with grace. Mm-hmm. You know, you can find different sectors everywhere. But it's like the number one thing for the preacher is to get somebody up in the front to make a decision.
That's right.
Because that gives them glory.
Right.
Right? Look at all the decisions we got. In fact, many boards and churches will judge the pastor on how many decisions they can bring about.
Absolutely.
Right? And so we tend to function from that place where we want to use anything we can to manipulate a decision for Christ. And then say, behold, look what I've done.
I just had